Inkproducts.com has now released its new prime and cleaning tool, OfficeJet and DesignJet printers. Go to our website, you can see the complete list of the tools available. With our tool, you can reprime and clean the printhead. Now when the ink level in the printhead drops too low, it won't draw ink from the cartridge. So if you prime and clean it, it'll work just like new. And what I do is I make up a little box. This will hold the ink. It's a little part of the kit that you get. And this is the Printhead Cleaner, which you're going to get in our kit. You get the tool and a large 60 milliliter syringe for the priming. And you're going to snap it in the tool, and then we're going to show you how you can prime it back up. Okay, now I've soaked the printhead, and I'm starting to see some ink come out of it. That's a good sign when you see both rows of ink coming out. Maybe a little plug right here, but the tool will take care of that. Now I'm going to snap it in the tool. This happens to be an 80, but this tool works for the 83 and the 81. There again, we have tools for different printheads. Okay, now to put the printhead in the tool, put the bottom in, like that, and just keep snapping it all the way in. Now it's in, then you can put a clamp on to hold the tool. Makes it easier when we have to do the priming. Then I'll set the rest up where the supply tube is going to go into the needle here of the printhead. Okay, now you're going to get a syringe with a sharp tip on it. And sometimes on the syringe it says discard after use. Those are veterinarian syringes. Pay no attention to that. What we want to do is we want to purge the air out of the lines from the bottle. We're going to purge the air out. These are also used to purge the air out of the lines in the DesignJet. I'll show you that later on in the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the bottles are filled with ink, or this particular bottle is magenta. And like I said, I make this little box to hold everything, because this way I don't have to worry about it getting tipped over. And I want you to be very careful with these. They're very sharp. They're hypodermic needle, but what we're going to do is go into the center of the membrane here, and we're going to pull back to prime up the hose. Okay, now I've primed up the hose. Now I'll be able to take the hose off and then put the hose right in the little needle of the printhead. That's where the ink has been drawn up from the cartridge. So just take this off. So we'll be able to take this off and then put it up here, push it right into that little, I call it a needle, that's in the printhead. Then you'll be able to prime up the printhead. Okay, now once it's in, you can pull up on the syringe. You can see it drawing ink in. That means I'm priming the printhead. Okay, but I kept pulling it up till I got 10 milliliters of ink in the syringe. Now I know the printhead's filled. It's not only filled, but it's cleaned. Okay, now, you don't want to pull the syringe tip right out of the tool. You'll damage it or break it right here. You're going to twist it off. That's how you take it out. Then whatever ink you have here, you can put back in the bottle. Now, that's how simple it was to prime up this printhead. Take it out of the tool and then clean it off. Okay, now I'm going to test the printhead, see if I get a good ink draw. Perfect. No breaks at all. So this should print with no problem at all. That's how simple it was to use that tool to reprime these printheads back up. You don't have to take them apart. You don't have to do anything. Now I'm going to show you how to remove the air out of your DesignJet. Now this is a DesignJet 130. I'll just show you here. This is the hose that brings the ink from your cartridge into your printhead. Okay, now I've opened it up and exposed the printheads. I'm going to reach in and taking the printhead out, because this is where the ink from the cartridge Now we're using our long extended cartridges. They work better than any CIS. So you'll be able to get them and the ink on our website. But there's a little silver exit tip right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that syringe in there with that sharp needle. And I'm going to draw up. That's going to draw ink from the cartridge through the hose that's in the design jet. A lot of them have a hose like that. And then we're going to take out all the air. Because if you leave that air in there, it's going to get into the printhead. So you want to go right through the center. You only want to go in a little bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. You don't want to go all the way in because you don't want to go too far down and damage it. But you want to go in through the center, and then you're going to draw up till you get ink. I'm going to draw it up till I get about 5 milliliters of ink, maybe a little bit more. Now I know I removed all the air. Now I can put the printhead back in that I just refilled using the tool. Put it back in. That's it. I would do it for each color if I was priming them all up. Now that was for the HP Design Jet 130.